Hey everyone, it's Lucky Lucario, and today I will be hardcore nuzlocking impossible ROM hacks. I doubt I'm going to get very far in any of these ROM hacks since I absolutely suck at nuzlocks. Check out the rule set I'm using in the description, and the games we are going to be playing are Pokemon Radical Red, Pokemon Emerald Kaizo, Pokemon Renegade Platinum, and Pokemon Blaze Black. I'll only have one attempt to beat these games. With that, let's start off with Pokemon Radical Red. Radical Red is a Pokemon ROM hack which uses competitive battling style. It's supposed to be incredibly hard, and I was going into this pretty blind. I loaded up the game and named myself Lucky. For my starter choice, I choose Charmander, which may be a bit skeptical, but since it's terrible against the first two gyms. However, since this is a ROM hack, I had a sixth sense that they would choose Pokemon Strong to Bulbasaur, since I feel like that's what the majority would choose. And yeah, anyways, it was time for our first rival fight, and our rival obviously chose Squirtle. We went ahead and defeated him thanks to the Orange Berry that we had. Another thing about this cool ROM hack is that it shows you the rating for your Pokemon stats. I guess that helps with EV training since, after all, this game is made for super competitive battlers. Anyways, we got to Viridian, and in the Pokemon Center, they give you the choice to change your nature, which was pretty cool. And got my Pokeballs from Professor Oak. Our first encounter was a Starly, which I caught and named Hawkeye, a human superhero that's a boy. This Starly was not. There were also patches of grass in Viridian City, so I got a new encounter. I caught a Morlul, which I was not expecting because it's from such a new generation. However, it wasn't catching, and just using Absorb on Starly. Until it decided to use Draining Kiss, which was enough to kill Starly. I didn't think a wild Pokemon would just show its weakest move until they knew it could kill with their strongest move, because that's something that a trainer would do. But I guess wild Pokemon have AI in this ROM hack. Anyways, I brought my Charmander down too much, so I had to choose the safer option and run away. My Route 22 encounter was a Badoo, which I named Sprout. I gave it a few rare candies and got a fishing rod from the fishing guru. I realized that I could use the pond in the Pallet Town to get a new encounter. However, I went to get my other encounters first. On Route 2, I found a Phanpy, which I named Haku. My forest encounter was a level 7 Caterpie, which I named Ashy Boy. I guess I just decided not to get my Pallet Town encounter and just go for the optional rifle fight first. This seemed like a dumb option though, obviously. Our rifle started with a Starly, and I had Haku out. Luckily, Haku knows Ice Shard, which does super effective damage. With 3 of those, Starly was taken out. Our rival also opted out on healing, so I'm hoping it doesn't have any of those. Anyway, Squirtle was brought out, so I made the switch to Sprout. I used Absorb for a bit of damage. Listen, I would like to see, anyways. Squirtle was a mad boss since Tackle did half my damage. Why is the opposing Pokemon doing more damage, even though I am using a super effective stab move? Well, I figured with Absorb damage I could stay out of KO range, and I did. I had to switch out now, though. I switched to Assy Boy, which took less damage from Tackle, however, a stab of Bubble took it out. I brought back in Sprout and figured an Absorb may just kill. It did not, however, and Tackle didn't kill us, so on the next turn we gotta take it out. Ashy Boy dying was not needed at all. I eventually decided to get my Pallet Town encounter, and it was a Tentacool. I caught it and named it Laser. I got to the forest and I was introduced with a new problem. There was a surprise Brendan fight, which was unexpected. I had Gecko out since I was in the forest, but Brendan had a Corphish, so I had to switch into Sprout. Sprout managed to take out the Corphish and regain some HP in the process. Next was Trico, and I had Acid on Sprout, so switching wasn't needed. After 3 acids, Trico was taken care of. We got through the rest of the forest pretty easily and caught a Numel in the now accessible Diglett's cave. I trained up the team, so I was ready for Brock. I caught a Lotad in Pewter City, which now also had grass, and I evolved it to a Lombre. Then I went to challenge the gym, but I had to check out the museum first. Here I found Faulkner, the flying type leader from Johto, and he wanted to fight. He had his Rufflet out, which did crazy damage to Gecko, leaving it at 3 HP. I obviously switched to Numel, which took big damage with Aerial Ace. I just decided to sack him, and I brought in Laser and Acid. We also got the Avoid, so we got some damage in. However, Rufflet had a Berry on him, so that did not help things. The next turn, Slash killed as well. How are these Pokemon doing so much damage? Because that's just crazy. I figure it's IVs or something. Anyways, I brought in Haku to finally Ice Shard. We got a lucky critical hit, and on the next turn, we took out Falkner's first Pokemon. I decided to attack Haku because if we switched on an attack, that would be problematic. Haku's ability managed to pick up Emolga's berry, so on the next turn, we got a heal back to 22 HP. However, that did not stop Emolga from killing us. To make the story short, Emolga went ahead and slaughtered my entire team. At least we got a pewter, I guess. We didn't even get to Brock, though. Next was Emerald Kaizo, and I've heard nightmares people had from it. Next on my short list of Pokemon ROM hacks was Emerald Kaizo, and unlike Radical Red, I have heard a lot about this one. It's known to be one of the hardest ROM hacks to exist, and I was planning to hardcore Nuzlocke it. I heard even the regular trainers are almost impossible to beat, and only 2 people, including the world champion, have beat this Nuzlocke. So I was excited to try it out. I loaded up the game, and the early game was pretty much the same. I chose Trico as my starter, and the May fight was easy. My encounter in Route 101 was a Pidgey, which I named Gion. There appeared to be grass in Oldale, so I got my encounter there, which was a Numel. Welcome back to the team, Earthquake. There was a fishing guru in Route 103, so I got to go to Little Root Town and get my fishing encounter. We found a love disc, which I named Hearts. We also got a Spoink in Route 102. Well, with so many encounters, how could we ever lose the Nuzlocke? Well, let me introduce you to the first ever trainer, who killed not only our Oldale encounter Numel, but also our newest member, Spoink. I was having a bad feeling about this ROM hack already. We made it up from getting an Electric and Surskit in the towns ahead. We also got to get a Cubone from Route 104. Our last encounter till Rustboro was an Oddish. We had to battle on Aqua Grunt, and let's just say it was not the best of battles. Magnemite was first, so I brought in Cubone, which did almost nothing before having to switch to Oddish. Oddish also managed to do next to nothing till I had to switch again to Gion, who after a couple turns was in the red and paralyzed. I made the tough choice of switching to Electric, who was almost above the level cap. This was due to Electric almost dying from poison, and I didn't have any potions or antidotes or anything, so I had to rare candy to get HP back. Anyways, Electric got parried quick, but retaliated and killed the Magnemite. Coughing was down, and Houndour was down. Next was a Duskull, which had priority Shadow Sneak, Protect, and Leftovers. This was going to be brutal. I had to make the switch to Hearts to Love Disc, and Duskull started using Protect strats. I had to switch to Surskit and hope Water Pulse can confuse. However, Duskull lands a Confuse Ray, which only caused more pain for us. I had to make a couple switches until Shadow Sneak killed Surskit. I switched into Cubone, but those stupid Protect strats are so annoying. We even got burned in the process, and eventually Cubone died. I brought in Blueberry the Oddish, which died. I knew this was all over. I brought in Gion, and luckily a Protect finally failed, and we got a pretty strong gust off. Duskull tried to confuse us, but we broke through and hit a gust, taking out Duskull. If this last Pokemon is cooperative, then we could actually win. However, it was begone. I brought in Hearts, who one-shot it. I didn't think it would one-shot, but I'll take it. We were able to progress with 3 Pokemon left. We caught a Magikarp in the next route, and we had to take on fighting 2 Smeargle in a double battle. And since both our Pokemon got confused on the first turn, we managed to take ourselves out on this double battle. Imagine losing a Nuzlocke to the 2 babies right before you get at least 2 more encounters. Well, if you thought losing Emerald Kaizo like that was bad enough, just look at this Renegade Platinum run. I would tell you a little bit about the game if I actually got far in it. What I can tell you is how the game begins. The early game is pretty good. I got Chimchar and beat my rival easily. We get to Sanjin Town and get a ton of Pokeballs from the Mart. We got our first few encounters, including a gift from Mom in Twinleaf Town and Eevee, a Bidoof in the town above Twinleaf, and a Senchit in the town above Sanjin. I guess I decided not to get my lake encounter, which was obviously stupid. We made our way to Jubilife and got a fishing rod, which we used to catch a Magikarp on the route west of Jubilife. With our new Pokemon, it was time to tackle the first official rival fight. Looking back on this, there were so many encounters I missed out on, like the cave encounter, the cave route right above, the lake encounter. I don't think I was having a good day. Anyways, first was our rival Starly, which we got low with Chimchar and got our rival to use a potion. Our rival switched out to Chimchar and predicting a water type move. We switched into Magikarp to take resisted damage. Knowing Piplup would probably go for a normal attack now instead of a stab move, I could switch to a non-stab attack. I really felt like a genius here, but when I switched to Eevee, Piplup still went for the stab attack. I guess the stab contracted the resistance of the move. So I just wasted 2 turns for no reason. I went for sand attack, which ended up being a blessing later on, but Eevee was low, so I had to switch. I switched in Sentry, and Quick Attack did nothing, so I took my luck with Fury Swipes. We procced the Orange Berry, but Groot was now low, so I sacked it off. So I could get a clean switch to Woody, which took out Piplup thanks to it missing water pulses. Woody also finished off the Starly. Lastly was a third Pokemon which I did not expect, a Munchlax. And we got a crit, but Woody had to die. Chimchar and the rest of my team followed as Munchlax was way too powerful for us. This was more embarrassing than losing to the twins in the Emerald Kaizo. Well, it was finally time for Pokemon Blaze Black. I heard a bit about this game and it seemed really impossible, and I'd probably lose to Bianca in the very beginning. Well, it seems that I've jinxed myself. Okay, maybe losing to Bianca is bad, but I'll still progress if I beat Sharon. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and, well, I'm probably not going to do a part 2.